Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Faith Formation. It looks a little different in here today because Pastor David isn't with us. So I invited some youth and young adults to join me for Faith Formation, and so that we can share some time with you. So if you are watching us, kids, please let us know that you're on. Have your parents type that in there as they're watching the live stream, and we'll get to that in a second. But I thought what would be really cool to do, because we have people from all over who watch this Faith Formation and our live stream service, that we go around and I'll have all these youth introduce themselves. So we'll start here.
Hi, I'm Ashley and I'm 15 and I go to Red Lion.
Hi, I'm Courtney, I'm 20 and I go to Eastern University.
I'm Bethany, I'm 22 and I just graduated from Mount Vernon Nazarene University.
I'm Ryan, I'm 16 and I go to Red Lion.
I'm Jacob, I'm 11 and I go to Dallas.
So we have a wide age range with us today, but I am so thankful that they decided to join me, and they actually are going to be part of our worship service today too. So hopefully you will watch that and catch them there as well. Do we have anybody that's on with us, Lee? Yet?
There are someone, but none that
Okay.
I know who they are. So.
All right. What I thought we would do today for Faith Formation is I have this, these cards. I don't know, like this is a game really of the 70s, if you think about it, for those of you who are my age. It was called the Ungame, and it just has a bunch of questions that you ask, and people sit around and talk, and there are different varieties now of that game for adults now, but I have the Christian version. So what we do with the youth class, the junior and senior high class, is once a month for Sunday school, we go out for breakfast. And we have had a special guest with us for breakfast, and then we bring these cards, and we choose a card, and that's our discussion during breakfast. Easy peasy, simple, but what's one of the coolest things for me is that the different perspective everybody has on the question. They're different, how they experienced it is different, how their opinions are different, and so we just share that as brothers and sisters in Christ and learning in our faith formation. So it's really kind of cool, and some of the questions are interesting. So that's what we did today. Everyone's already chosen a question, and hopefully we'll have time to get to everybody. I don't know, we'll keep track of time for that. But for the children and adults, the young at heart, if you're listening too, and if you want to answer one of those questions, go ahead. So put your answer in there, and then we'll share it here on our live stream. So we're going to start with Jacob. Jacob, read your question.
Complete the sentence. The most important thing that I have learned from reading the Bible is, I'm going to say that the most important thing that I learned is that God loves us and that we will live eternally in heaven.
Yeah, the Bible is filled with stories of love, isn't it? Yeah, that's an overriding message. I totally get that. Yeah. Anybody else have anything to say about that? What's the big lesson that you get?
I'm going to say always have faith in God.
Faith, that's another one. Yeah. Because sometimes that's hard too, because faith isn't something that we necessarily see. We just have to trust and believe. Absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. And Lee, you pop in when somebody answers something, okay?
I will.
Because my back's to you, so I can't see you. All right, Ryan, read your question.
Noah lived to be 950 years old. Would you like to live that long? Why or why not?
Oh, 950.
I would not like to live that long because I think it would get pretty boring after you start to lose everybody. Really depressing, but that's my answer.
So you're assuming that other people, are, like friends and family, would be dying before you.
I would assume I'm the only one that's living that long.
Gotcha.
So
You kind of feel that way too,
Yeah.
Jacob.
I feel like
Making a friend and then having them pass away and then making another friend and then...
That continual loss. What were you going to say,
I
Ashley?
feel like it'd be cool though, because then like you could like still see how the earth is like changing, and like you like could have your friends and family, but you could meet the ones that like if you didn't live that long, you could still meet them as they go on.
Okay.
I don't think I would want to see the world change that much. Like, you get comfortable in this little period of time, you get used to the way of life, and then it just changes and changes and changes. And sometimes, depending on how we're doing, you might see it deteriorate, and that wouldn't be so fun.
No. You know, that makes me think of things that are going on today, though. Like, there's lots of things I'd like to see change in today's, you know, just look at the last 3 or 4 months in the world, you know. So there's lots of things I would like to see changed. But that's interesting that, you know, experiencing loss over and over, and that's hard, but yet the changes and the new things. And I think if we look at the stories of the Bible and what, you know, God had in mind for us and what Christ's vision through God, like, I think that's our purpose, though, to pass that on from generation to generation. It would be interesting, though, being 900 years old and trying to explain to people how things used to be. Like Pastor David and I sometimes get caught up in our childhood when we're talking about these faith formation things that you guys don't even remember when you had to dial a phone like this, the rotary phone, you know, and how computers used to be this big. Like, you guys don't remember that, and if you were 900 years old, it would be kind of tough to explain that to people. Cool. All right. Bethany.
My card says, if Jesus visited your home today, how would you spend time together? I hope that we would spend time the same way I hang out with my friends. We'd like drink some tea, watch a movie, maybe put on a face mask and just chat. Just have a girls' night with Jesus.
There you go. Girls' night with Jesus. That's a cool way to put it. That's a cool way to put it. Exactly. What are some other thoughts?
I would want to travel the world with him. Like, if you went to...
Is it your home?
You could still go with him. But, like, imagine going to Israel or Jerusalem with Jesus. He could, like, point things out that you never would have noticed. He, like, explain where things used to be.
I was going to say, Jesus would be a great tour guide for that.
Basically, I want him to be a tour guide.
I would like want to ask him like how his like stories were to like hear it from him. It's like that'd be kind of cool just to like kind of like Bethany said, just chat with him to see like how different if he like the world is, or did he know like some of the stuff that's happening.
Oh, yeah, did he see some things coming to fruition? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Anything else? I think that's what I would, you know, I'd crank some music and tie-dye. Like, you know, something really low-key and just chat about whatever comes up and listen to his stories and his perspective and things through that. Yeah. All right, Courtney.
Mine is name 3 people who have inspired you to become a better Christian. So for me, my best friend Faith, she's been there with me through many rough times at college. My chaplain from this past year, her name is Malika. She's helped me a lot. She inspired me to apply to the chaplain program at my own college, and I got accepted. So
Awesome.
I'm going to be a chaplain this
Yay.
next year.
Yay.
And my lovely, lovely sister, Bethany.
Why?
Why not?
Okay.
For those of you who do not know, the 3 sitting at the top are siblings. So they're from the same family. That's why they're at the top. The rest of us are trying to social distance the best that we can. So that it's kind of interesting. One of the things that you brought up, Courtney, is that as we go through life, different people play a role in our lives. You know, like because you went to college, you met Faith, right? Or was Faith your friend before then?
At college.
And, you know, and this chaplain and how the important role they played. And I think that's important, everyone who's listening too, is that our faith, we're talking about faith formation now, and our faith formation is something that never, ever ends. It's something that keeps changing and transforms, so that we, I don't want to say become better, but our faith grows deeper and we have a better understanding and so forth. So that's really cool how you brought that out. I mean, Bethany's been in your life all your life, but then there's some other people, and that's an important thing to realize, is that it's a never-ending kind of process. All right, Ashley.
If you attended Sunday school as a child, talk about it. I liked Sunday school when we went. I had all my friends in my Sunday school, so it was cool like growing up and talking about an interest that we loved, which was like Christ, with all my friends. And I was privileged to have my mom as one of my teachers, which was kind of cool, and I love her, and I liked how she put in her own little twist and taught us about Christ. So I liked Sunday school growing up.
What about some of you others in Sunday school?
I mean, the three of us, we grew up in the church and we went to a Christian school. So we were in Sunday school basically all of the time, because we had Bible classes in school, and then we were here on Sundays, and we got it at home, and that's not a bad thing. You can never get too much of the Bible. Like, there's always something new to learn. There's always something that you might see in a different perspective during like a different time in your life. But Sunday school is really that formative time as a young kid where you just kind of develop that faith. Because as you get older, it might not hit the same way as when you're younger. So.
Or you speaking as somebody who's, I don't know how many times older than you guys are, it's interesting how you flash back and you think of things and how it still plays a role. Like I think I shared this a couple weeks ago in Faith Formation. I remember learning the Lord's Prayer in Sunday school. I remember the room. It was the old Dr. Faust's house. He was a doctor in our town, and he donated the house to the church. So that was our Sunday school building. And we were in the basement, so it was dark and dingy. But I remember up on the easel the words, and it wasn't just the words, but every line. It was like a lesson. Like, we learned about what those words mean. So yeah, a lot of that stuff kind of stays with you, or you think you forget about it, and then something happens and pops back into your mind. I'm interested, though, if we had any, anybody out there, what are your Sunday school memories? Like, what are the kind of things that you learned that were meaningful, that still stay with you to this day? I've got lots of them. Again, the other week, Pastor David showed the pictures that we used to, that the lesson used to be around. I remember my dad was my Sunday school teacher in junior high. And I think I've told some of you this story. When I was in junior high was when the movie Jesus Christ Superstar came out. And this was before CDs. This was the albums. And this was before electric typewriters. My father typed the lyrics to every song from Jesus Christ Superstar and made a booklet, because it wasn't like we had the mimeograph that it's not like we could copy the lyrics from the album cover or anything like that. And I still have the copies, he typed them all by hand so that in Sunday school we could watch the movie and follow along with the lyrics, and we did a whole series on that. I still have those books. I showed you.
I think you brought it in when you showed us.
Yeah, and it looks old, doesn't it? It's that old times Roman or whatever. Like
That's just like yesterday. We were in the car, and my mom had the WJTL station on. It was Kids Cookie Breaks this morning. And we got in, and as soon as the radio turned on, we heard a song that we were taught in like first grade, where we were learning the books of the Bible. And it's the exact song that Courtney and I learned because we had the same teacher. And so we remembered every single word. We were like, this is how we learned the books of the Bible. And like still to this day, if I have to like go through them in my head, I sing the song in my head.
Yeah.
So.
Do you guys still have memories of a couple years back of like our Christmas Eve kids programs and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll stick with you for a long time. I remember when Bailey one time, I don't know what was happening up here. People were acting up here, and then the youth were back there saying the words. I don't know where my mic went. Saying the words, and Bailey was like a German donkey or something. I don't know. And they were all supposed to have somebody was Jamaican.
That was me. I was a Jamaican rabbit up here.
Yeah. And Bailey got the giggles, and I'll never forget that. She's back there and got the giggles, and she's on mic, and Gabby was trying not to laugh, and oh my gosh. But that was a cool memory because it's about fellowship as well, you know, things like that. And that's another, I think, benefit to our Sunday school classes.
I always remember like my mom waking me up and making me get ready to come because before Sunday school we had like the children's choir performing. I remember that, and I remember on the whole way up to Sunday school, everyone's just like nonstop talking because we're all so excited to like hang out, and it's cool like watching like us as little kids. My mom shows me like pictures sometime of us like when we were little and like in our little robes, but it's like you just like go back through pictures and like you realize how fun it used to be.
And then what your mom can do, like I did, was when Tristan and Taylor graduated from high school, it was prom. I put a picture of them on prom night, the two of them, and then I put a picture of the two of them. I think they were for maybe an Easter egg hunt, and they were holding their baskets, and they were so proud. So then your mom can embarrass you and show all those pictures. That's what's kind of cool. So like I think about with like Taylor and Tristan through the church, and I have a video of the two of them someplace when we were down at Broad Street Ministry. I don't know, were you guys along when they were singing? We were cooking over at the church for what were they singing? They were banging and singing and
We were in the coat closet.
no, not there. When we were not at Broad Street Ministry, at the church. Remember we stayed at the church and we made a meal for, and I don't know what they were doing, dancing and.
I was
whatever.
making a cake with Olivia. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know, but they were being crazy and being them, you know. But again, it's often about fellowship as well. You know,
They started a conga line at NYE and got the entire conference to join them.
They started conga line, yep, at NYE, absolutely, yeah. So it's just fun stuff like that, you know, like, and that's what are the memories I think oftentimes that stick with us too, is that Christian fellowship, that you guys have the ability to grow in faith with those in Sunday school and so forth. But as you go on, there's new people that cross your paths too, like Courtney said. So thanks for joining us. Anybody have any comments, Lee? Nope, because Lee didn't go like this, like he had something to say. So thanks for joining us today. I hope you stay with us for our worship service that begins at 10:15. And again, all of these youth and young adults are going to be with us. You'll probably see them more than you will see me on your screen today. But as always, we will end our faith formation with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. See you guys later.